A billionaire spent $2 million to marry a world-renowned supermodel. But once they got home, he treated her like a piece of art, placing her on a high pedestal for display. Even on their wedding day, Mike never let her feet touch the ground. The guests joked that the newlyweds wouldn't last a day before going their separate ways, but the opposite turned out to be true. Their relationship was surprisingly strong. Mike climbed up the pedestal every day to talk with Mary, and she was determined to always present her most perfect self to her husband. Every time Mike returned from a business trip, he brought back little gifts from around the world. Sometimes a solid gold bracelet weighing over 20 pounds, sometimes freshly picked flowers from that very day. Whenever he had free time, Mike would climb up to the pedestal to play and chat with Mary. Surrounded by such attentive care, Mary basked in the feeling of being cherished and gradually grew accustomed to life on the pedestal. Whether getting her nails done or practicing yoga, Mary's daily routine revolved around that pedestal, so he could see her at any moment. Mike even moved his desk into the room. Whenever he looked up from exhaustion, their eyes would meet in a loving gaze. When their third wedding anniversary arrived, Mary eagerly anticipated what surprise her husband had prepared. But Mike simply blew her a quick kiss and left. Mary felt a wave of disappointment wash over her. A cleaning lady happened to pass by and made a few snide remarks.
No present today? A kiss is still a very thoughtful gift.
Mary tried to comfort herself, thinking her husband was just busy with work. But as the days went by, Mike barely glanced at her when he came home, heading straight to his desk to bury himself in paperwork. To get his attention, Mary deliberately sang out loud, only to be coldly cut off by Mike, who told her not to disturb his work. Mary was deeply hurt, but fought back her tears, afraid of ruining her makeup. The next day, Mary dressed up with extra care, wearing a gown fit for a princess, and sat gracefully across from her husband, hoping to catch his attention again. But Mike just stared out the window and even had the servants turn his desk around to completely avoid her gaze. Mary demanded to know what he meant by this, and her husband calmly replied that facing the window gave him better air circulation. Otherwise, the work would be too exhausting and his health couldn't take it. Mary swallowed her grievances, telling herself she should be more understanding. But when she glanced at her husband's computer screen, she discovered he wasn't working at all. He was chatting with another woman. She didn't say another word. Tears silently streamed down her face, and it no longer mattered that her makeup was completely ruined, because she had long since vanished from her husband's eyes. 3 years slipped by in an instant. Mary still took care to make herself beautiful, hoping to hear a single compliment from her husband. But all that greeted her was the cold sound of the door closing. In that moment, her heart shattered completely. She slipped off one of her high heels and whispered to it, "It's time for us to go." But when she peered down, the drop of less than 10 feet suddenly felt like a bottomless abyss. Years of living on the pedestal had left her with an indescribable fear of the ground below. Mary let go of the high heel, and it fell for what seemed like an eternity before finally hitting the floor. But even so, nothing could shake her determination to leave.